Hello folks, welcome to yet another standard electric time clock. This one I've removed the dial and received this from a customer who wants to make this run, but this clock has been modified by its prior owner. We can see right away that we're missing our two bell relays in this clock. That was done because the prior owner didn't want the noise of that. That's a little disappointing. We're going to put this back together. There are some other things that are questionable. We've got some contacts that are jumpered in creative ways here. We've got a snubbing resistor where it's supposed to be, and we have a piece of wire here. So I don't think I'm going to document the entire restoration of this clock. This is going to be probably more of a before and an after video. What was done here, we can see the wires for relay number 2 were just cut off, and then a bunch of stuff was rerouted here. I don't know what the original intent was. We will get all of these wires traced and make this thing live again. At the top of the clock, we can see that we've got a little extra wire, or this perhaps needs to be just turned because these are shorting into each other. So this needs some work, but I'm confident that it's going to run, and then we will hopefully make some kind of replacement for the relay boards that were misplaced over time. I've repaired the movement already, and since I've shown that several times on the channel, I'm not going to spend time on it here. What we're going to do now is figure out what's going on with the wiring on the back of this clock. Fortunately, I have an exact model of this clock that we can use for reference. Here's our model clock. You can see at the top over here the clock hanger. We have the terminal board on the top of the clock over here, and here is the wiring pattern in the back of the clock. This is nicely laid out. Everything has a place, nothing crosses over. So we're going to take this and use this as our template and rewire the other clock to match this one. So once again, here's our model clock, and here is our project clock. We've got some work here. These wires have been modified, has been stuck through the same hole here. You can see these lines that traced how the wiring originally ran. So I'm going to flip the clock back over, and I'm going to untie all of this mess, and we'll see what we can salvage and what we have to replace. Ideally, I'd like to keep this as original as I can, but looking at the condition of some of this wire, the insulation is kind of falling apart, and if I push this through the holes, that degrades further. So within reason, we're going to focus on functionality. I have some modern wire here that is about the same wire gauge. So we'll splice this in and estimate the lengths and poke it through the holes. That'll be reliable. It will look slightly different on the inside of the clock, but I think that's the best I can do here. Here is our reconstructed clock. The black wire is the new wire. I was able to take some regular construction staples and shorten them with a moto tool type thing to be able to put something in that's fairly mechanically stable here. And I think this is going to work. It's kind of interesting. I've noticed there are a couple holes that don't seem to be populated, and I think that is the way that it is. I think I have replaced all of the wire that was rerouted previously, but we'll get it up back on the wall and see if it works. So here's what I came up with for replacement relays. I have another video I'll be posting shortly on the construction of these. But basically, I was trying to take cues from the original open frame relay, which is not available anymore, find something functionally equivalent that looks in the range. And I do like these clear relay cases so that you can see the mechanism on the inside there. So these are working fine. They run for about 6 seconds the way I have the lever here tuned for how long it rides on that pin. But other than the rewiring of the back of the clock and a couple bushings in places that usually need them on clocks like this, this one is ready to go back home. Slave clock is in good shape. Punch mechanism works. So here we go. Thanks for watching.